We normally talk a lot about technology, and at AIA, we have a policy to consolidate the customer and agent using the same blueprint. We use the same journey, and at AIA, we have a plan to create a super application. So, what is a super app? It will be an all-in-one application working for both the consumer-facing and agent-facing sides. We want to change because people prefer convenience, safety, and speed. And today, I would like to talk about certain parts of all-in-one system called iSign. Last year, COVID situation got worse, and it was a very big challenge for our company. So we start thinking about what can we do with technology under such circumstance. So I have 5 things in my agenda, as you can see. First, I would like to go through the challenges. And there are many internal and external challenges, but that's the first thing I would like to talk about today. Secondly, what is AIA iSign? I will go through iSign in more details and how people respond to iSign. And I will try to use layman's term, and I don't want to use technical jargons. I believe that part of the key success factors for technology is not the technology itself. It is up to the users whether if they are satisfied and if they like the technology. And that is why I want to share with you our case study. It will be a very good sharing for you what we have been through, how long have we been spending in our 3 months to develop our application within the 3 months, what can we do? And after that, how did we deploy it? So that was part of my story today. And the last part is a quick summary. So we want to know whether if we should go on with certain things and what we learned from our project. We will share with you one use case and also many examples along with it. I believe that for everyone here, if you have any question about the technical aspects of the application, I can tell you more. But if you want to know why and how we could become successful like this, that's included in my presentation. Starting from the top, we have the challenges. What are the challenges? And are you familiar with this picture? First, there was social distancing. Do you still remember, like since 2019? 2020, there was a very big world-changing event, but in such event, this is one of the biggest reasons that allow us to overcome certain challenge actually. Thinking about today, you see a big flooding in Thailand, right? There is a big flooding because there's a monsoon like from the 3rd to the 7th of this month. You know, our representative don't want to travel to our customers, and the customers say that, oh, it's not okay. And many people actually even have to stay in the hotel because of the flood, and they could not get back home. And that was one of the challenge. And another challenge is, you know, AIA work in Asia Pacific. We have 80 locations. That's another issue when you think about the business in Thailand. We believe that we know about the statistics. We know the chance that things might happen. And we have some conversation with our HQ and some of the bigger regional players. And we got a case study from China because China was the first country where COVID hit. And that's the reason that brought us iSign. And that came from the China lockdown story. And let me take you to this one. We are more familiar with this one. The first line is actually, sorry, not new user, new infected. If you notice, around April and September, what did you see there? When you think back about last year, what came up? And after that, what we saw was panic. And people died. And what came next was digital F2F. It was much simplified, and because of that, it didn't help us achieve what we try. So we want to make things happen too fast, but that was another problem because when we want to develop a digital business, there are three key stakeholders, right? As I mentioned earlier, if it is not what the customer wants, it won't be successful, no matter how good we are. So one of the issues was we want to create a simplified digital face-to-face. People were reluctant. People say that we have already submitted the documents, but how can we know if it is secure? We sign all the papers and we submit it to you. We don't know if it is safe. And they couldn't even sell the investment-related product because of that. And that came another statistics. In April was one of the months where we had the highest number of new infections. So we learned from many experience from China, from many countries. It told us that Thailand will see another wave back then. So what we knew was whenever we do a business, we need to start thinking about the global trend as well. We need to start thinking about the global future trend and then we translate that into Thai local trends. So what we saw was a system called iZine. iZine, simply say, is actually a new kind of digital F2F, an enhanced version. I forget to tell you one thing. When you do things in your offices, for our business, the most important thing is what we call discovery phase. So in our business, we need to listen to our agents. First of all, we listen to our customer. We want to know what worked and what did not work with our DF2F, the older version, before we upgraded the version. We use that as an objective. We blend those objectives to what we learned from the outer world, and then we develop a new solution. And let me tell you that it took us about 12 weeks only to develop this new solution. And it took us about 4 more weeks to prepare for the deployment. The total timeline was 4 months. And if you look at here, from January, we started. In January, we knew that COVID will hit. And we started around January, we started developing it, and we started launching the system around May. And it was the time where it came after the first peak. But after that, we started to see our first half of the year's financial number. We didn't do very well, honestly. But after that, we spike up just like COVID waves. It appeared that AIA could generate the first positive turnaround for the first year beyond all channels, beyond all benchmarks. And that was quite interesting, right? How did we do that? How did we create that big wave? And going back to our system, so our system was the F2F, and what was the issue? People complained that it was insecure and we recorded the voice and the customer didn't want to record their voice, and sometimes they didn't record it properly. And the most important thing is ULP. We couldn't do ULP. And you know, the market changed. That was the sign. So we start to consider 3P, like people. We started with the first one. People was not that active. And the second P was product mix. We changed our product mix from endowment. We switched to more towards the link product. And the last one was the platform, the third P. We tried to work with 3Ps at the same time. So what we did, actually, if you can see that we move towards iZine, right? So what is iZine? First, iZine is simplified. It is safe, secure, one link. What we mean by secure? We put together everything in the cloud on Azure system. AWS, one of the technologies that we could create the micro front ends and we connect everything at the same time very quickly, and it is very secure. All data that we collected, we didn't allow any user to touch. We kept it in our own server, a very secure, and we already have a different backup sites in a different location. So that was the security. But the most important thing is we are very confident that it is truly safe. Especially, it allows us to sell ULP products. And for unit link, okay, I have to thank especially for the Secretary General for OIC, Sir, Dr. Surapon. I have to thank you personally. Thank you for the approval and thank you, Kusupalak, for understanding us. He was the director of OIC Sandbox that allowed us to join the sandbox. And let me tell you more why. Because after 6 months, there were many things. And the last process was eKYC. Yes, we still need KYC, but eKYC allow people to feel more secure and everything became more safe. And whenever we start using eKYC, it helps us simplify the underwriting processes. So we don't need people and people. We actually could use and accelerate the process without a lot of people intervention. From the F to F, people spend even long time, like at least 30 minutes in a call. But after we have streamlined the process, it went down to just 5 minutes for the total processes, and the customer were very happy. Next, this is a summary. Just to quickly recap, that's one recap. Okay, it is convenient, easy, and safe in one link. I have a video to show you what it looks like. Can I go through the video quickly? Just to show you, we have only 4 steps, very simple steps. After our agents or the customer start the conversation, maybe in person or maybe through that the distance system. But what we did was we just sent the link to our customer, maybe email or mobile phone. Once the customer get the link, the customer then input their personal data for authentication. After authentication, what came next was the document needed for the underwriting and other processes, and we need to review the process. And next, they need to take a photo of the ID card, but we use AI to connect with our database to verify the data, and we also have another AI to help us go through the documents and the pictures, and the last step is the signature. And then after the signature, the customer will get an OTP, and then we can just confirm them. I have one video to show you 4 simple steps for our processes. So first, as I said, the agents might get in touch with our customer using mobile phone. They are on a separate location, and then the agent will send the link, and they will get both SMS and email. Either way, the first step is to verify. You have your own unique links. You have to verify yourself, and then we will go through the documents for the submission. Okay, after all boxes are ticked, then we will go to the eKYC, taking photos of the ID card. We will use OCR to read your ID card, and then we will scan your live view, and then that's it. And the 4th step, just to sign. After you have signed, we still have another OTP to confirm, and all the data will be fed to our agents, and our agents will sign off the other signature. That's just 5 minutes total, from half an hour down to just 5 minutes. So this is very helpful because, as he said, we need speed. For younger generations of people, they prefer speed. They don't want to waste a lot of time speaking, and for young people especially, they don't want to talk to our agents anymore. They want to read it by themselves. So that was my first part about the challenges. Now coming to the second part, what is iSign actually? Let me start with the response. There are 3 things. After we launched our iSign in Sandbox for 6 months, there were about 18,000 users, and those were our agents. And there were 74,000 customers within 6 months. And we conducted in-depth interview with 700 samples, and what we learned was more than 90% they say they love it because it is convenience. Second, they love it because it was safe. And thirdly, they said it was easy. But one thing which was amazing to me was the last one. What they say was, we asked them about if there's a chance, if they want to buy their insurance again, they will go to iSign. If they want to purchase their insurance again, they will go to iSign. And that is why we start with the customer first.
So for iSign, there's the work transfer, and after a year of application, we have more than 200,000 policies and also 28,000 agents that already joined the platform. for the feedback. Of course, they are positive in all channels. And let me go through this quickly. That one thing we learned from this success, and I would like to reiterate that technology is just a tool, it's an enabler, but those who drive the success to happen is the people. And as you can see in this photo, the success cannot be done solo. So the keyword here is that we need to synergize, work together, collaborate as one team. And we drive our team with agile. So working together as one, and we spend 12 weeks to work in this. So behind the scene for the success, we have the formula 4+1. For the first is the communicate. So whatever you do, you have to communicate in 3 steps. First, before the launch, and then launch, and then post-launch. Communication has to be integrated for online and offline. So over the past year, we focus on online communication, of course, and what we would like to share from AIA to our peers is that we need the key opinion leader or KOL for the online world. So we try to go through them and we simplify everything with them. We work with one KOL that is quite a senior to send out a communication that is really simple. And next factor is the educate. So of course, people would learn about 2 areas from knowledge that they will be provided and also the self-learning. So now we will have the online training to provide the knowledge, which when we start, we had a lot of obstacles. The feedback is that it's not fun enough. So we have to invite more people to join the discussion of the real use case or the real problems that the agents would find. So like when we have 4 panelists talking together in the previous topic, or session, then you would find it a lot more amusing than you listening to me alone, right? So education is not the job of AIA or the organization, but the people who are in the same working team, especially agents or ambassadors, that is. And next is on the support. Next factor I would like to talk about, support is very important. Now that you ignite and spark the idea, but it's not going to work without the support. So now when our people have problems, then you have to find the right solution for them. And we use live features to separate each team. And we have service level officer to be the support point of the team. So now, once we implement the new system, we have provide supporters to all teams. And it's going to be like peer help peers. Our ambassadors will provide the knowledge and also to do it via social media, which is easy to understand. And next factor is recognition. I would like to separate into categories, 2 of them. So first is the starter. We would launch so many campaigns to entice people to use the platform, and then we have the man mark. That would be for the new agents, new code, new case, new I-sign campaigns, and also special man marks. So we have 4, the magic number 4, right? But the key is change management. I would like to share here that when we have any program or application, what's most important is the change management from top down. And this is the most important key to success. We have integration of the media like press release, use of KOL, and one highlight that I would like to show here is on customers, how they acknowledge or how they got the awareness. And we need this resource Like for the staff, actually staff is the key, and we try to engage them to feel the sense of ownership in this program. So these are the examples of the media. So we set up with the discussion panel session. And also I would like to share that if you want to be successful, you also need one portal where everyone can access for information and learning. And that portal has to be alive, meaning that it has to be supported and information have to be updated on real-time basis. That would be great. So I spent quite some time now, and this is an example of Mr. Nick Avani, who is the CEO of AIA. So it starts from top down, like I said. And just like I said before, this morning I studied the number on new infection cases, and it's about 800 each. But would you believe that the number of trend is always up, but now the face-to-face digital accounts for 1/3 of total users, and now it's 50% Bangkok people. So what we can tackle this solution is that now our agents are beyond agency. So they start to be the master of this technology, and it's gonna help us for the recruiting part too. I have 1 minute left, so let me give you the key takeaway. First, for one keyword is you need to work as one. We have a one team, and you can have your one team too. And also you have to learn in advance and then forecast our scenario. What we learned, the key learning is to have 360 will. When we talk about agile may be used in IT, but actually it can be applicable to all matters. So you can also apply agile to your business transformation. Change management is the key to drive change, of course. And what's next is that we can roll out our key success to other products and other platforms too, whether it is the bank assurance and also for service excellence. So now that we have strong foundation based on our agents and our customers, just like I said earlier, that if we want our agent to go beyond expectation, we need to be inclusive and we need to be customer centric. So in the end, we have to have it because we want all Thai people to have good protection and continuous coverage in all situations. Thank you.